As a personal trainer and an online coach, it is my job to set you up for long-term success within your health and fitness goals. My job is to lead you down a path where you're fully independent and you understand how to modify your workouts and nutrition to fit your current lifestyle and fitness goals. Today, I want to share the story of one of my clients, Carter. If you've ever felt stuck within the cycle of yo-yo dieting, jumping from one workout program to the next with no real structure, or feel like fitness is just one giant chore, you're definitely not alone. That's exactly where Carter was before he started working with me. Before we met, Carter had been working out previously for the past few years, but just felt like he could never really stick to a program or a diet. Like so many people, he was frustrated. He would go all out on one workout plan, but then get burned out because there was no clear path. Nutrition felt super overwhelming with the amount of information out there on social media, and to him, fitness felt like a job rather than something that he could fit into his life. He had experience working with other coaches, but always felt like it was never a great match. His life would get busy, he would feel unmotivated, and eventually fall off, and this always led to him cycling on and off with his fitness. Carter's intentions when joining with me was to get in shape for his wedding that was coming up in 6 months. He figured with the pressure of the timeline, as well as the accountability of working with a coach, he'd be able to accomplish his goal. Carter was able to get into the best shape of his life just in time for that special day, but also did it in a way where he's going to carry these results for the rest of his life. In just 2 short months within working with me, Carter put himself on autopilot. Even as he got busier with work, going out, travel, he developed a routine where working out and taking care of his nutrition was no longer a chore. It was as simple as getting dressed and brushing his teeth, and this was his new norm. He understood the importance of laying the groundwork for a sustainable future. And even after going on his honeymoon for 3 weeks and gaining 8 pounds in that time, he was able to regain control within the first few days of being back on his honeymoon and able to put himself back where he was previously before the honeymoon. I want you guys to hear his story and hear it from his perspective. And I also want you to remind you, it's not just a testament of what's possible when you join with a fitness coach, but what's possible when you really want to elevate yourself to that next level, holding yourself to a higher standard, staying disciplined, consistent, and developing a routine that is, again, going to help you unlock long-lasting progress and results within your fitness. Here's a quick 5-minute video of him talking about his experience, and afterwards, I want to show you guys 3 simple steps that you can follow to help you achieve results just like Carter.
My name is Carter Chan. I'm from San Diego. I'm 34 years old. How I felt about fitness before working with Kyle, that it was kind of like a chore. Diet was a big thing for me. I just kept yo-yoing between trying to bulk or lean out, going between periods of eating clean or taking breaks. I also couldn't land on a workout program to follow. It just all felt very unstructured for me. I'd been working out on and off for the past three-ish years. I could just never follow a program or a diet. It was just very unstructured. My biggest motivation to hit up Kyle to work with him was my wedding that was coming up in about 6 months. And I've had experience with coaching before, but either the coach and I just wasn't a good fit, or I just ended up getting really busy and unmotivated. I figured that with the wedding coming up as my motivation, and with the coach like Kyle that I seemed to click with when I first talked to him, that maybe I'd be able to actually be disciplined this time and stick with it. But it actually turns out that the past 6 months ended up being one of the busiest times for me, with work, with travel that came up, with family stuff. Luckily, Kyle had laid out a blueprint for me. For the entire 6 months that we worked together, there was no guesswork. I always knew what I had to do, what was the plan, what was the goal. Everything was laid out for me in terms of setting my macros and tailoring a workout program just for me, for my goals and my preferences. To the point where everything, eventually, after maybe the 2nd month, it just ended up feeling like autopilot. Even with how busy I got with travel and going out, just living my life, really, I still didn't falter. Nothing felt like a chore anymore. I didn't get tripped up with my diet or my workout anymore. It just felt normal, like as routine as waking up and getting dressed, brushing my teeth. It just felt like something that I was just a part of my life now, part of my daily routine. The biggest thing that I learned from Kyle was just how important laying that groundwork is for a sustainable future, a sustainable life after you work with the coach and you want to keep going with your fitness goals or just keep up that diet and keep working out. It's all got to be sustainable. And for me, that was really one of the biggest issues, trying to find a workout program or finding a routine that didn't feel like a chore, finding a diet to me that didn't feel like a diet. When I came to Kyle and I told him that those previous attempts at getting really serious about my diet, my fitness, and how unsustainable it seemed, he had just the answer for me. With previous coaches, exercises or workout programs that they laid out for me, there are a lot of exercises that they kind of impressed upon me that I had to do a certain exercise that I just had to do. And a lot of times I didn't like that exercise or ended up injuring myself with that specific exercise. But with Kyle, I could always tell him if something felt off or if I just wasn't feeling a particular exercise. And he always came up with something, an alternate exercise to do. And he always tailored the program to the point where, like I said, I actually didn't feel like a chore anymore. I actually started enjoying what I was doing in the gym. And the macros that he set for me, that diet, so to speak, it didn't really feel like a diet. It didn't feel that restrictive, honestly. What he taught me about balancing my macros throughout the week is something that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. I mean, in fact, after working with Kyle for 6 months, I really did get in the best shape of my life. I looked the best that I ever looked right in time for my wedding. And I think the true testament to how sustainable this all was working with Kyle is that I went on my honeymoon after the wedding. It was about a 2 to 3 week honeymoon. Again, the testament to how sustainable it was how quickly I got back into my diet and my workouts once I got back from that honeymoon. Obviously during the honeymoon, I was indulging a lot, I was eating and drinking a lot, all that. But I didn't feel guilty. I felt fine about doing that and living my life because I knew, because of the groundwork that I laid out, how much of a lifestyle this all became for me. I knew how easy it was going to be to fall back into my routine once I got back home. And thanks to what I learned from Kyle and that groundwork, it really was that easy. I mean, within a week or so of me getting back from the trip from the honeymoon, I fell right back into things and I went right back to looking like that I did on the day of my wedding. Like nothing had ever happened, honestly. I mean, I think I gained probably like 6 or 8 pounds from the 3 weeks that I was gone. I shed all of that just as quickly, and I went back to looking like, the way that I did when I went off for the trip. So, all in all, this is what I have to say. And if you're thinking about getting a fitness coach and you're looking at Kyle's profile, this is your guy. You want to nail down the basics about nutrition, and you want to learn how to build a lifelong, sustainable diet and fitness routine that can help you achieve goals that you've always had. After 6 months with him, if you come in with the right attitude, motivation, and discipline, I promise you that you will walk away a different person, and that not only will you achieve your goals, the fitness, diet, all that, it won't be a chore to you anymore. It really will become a lifestyle. I can't recommend Kyle enough.
Carter is one of the simple examples of what is possible when you apply efficient structure, a personalized approach, and have discipline and consistency within your protocols. Now, following these 3 simple steps will allow you to see results like Carter, but also allow you to keep those results forever. These are all going to sound pretty plain and simple, but you need to dive into the specifics and how this applies to you, your lifestyle, your preferences, and what is ultimately going to work for you. Number 1 is building a workout split that you can consistently look forward to, one that challenges you, one that excites you, and one that you feel confident in doing every single day. Using Carter as an example, we built out a workout split that allowed him to work out in 2 different environments, his garage gym setup and his work gym setup. Having a split to account for both of these different environments allowed him to stay flexible and consistent within his workout routine, no matter what came up with his timing, his busyness, and his work schedule. We were also very selective within the exercises selected for his program. Carter had some previous injuries before we started working together, and I wanted to make sure that he was comfortable, safe, and also confident in his execution in the gym. And the second step is finding a nutritional method that works for you. The whole goal with nutrition is being able to eat for your goals, staying on track for your goals, while enjoying the foods that you love. There's so many different ways you can go about nutrition, and the situation can be very different person to person. You can do macros, you can do a meal plan. Possibilities are endless, but the overarching goal is to figure out how to eat for your goals based on your preferences. That's going to result in you building muscle, losing fat, while not having to give up your favorite food. That is the key to long-term sustainability within your nutrition. And number 3 is to account for lifestyle preferences and understand the importance of balance. Most people cycle on and off with their fitness because they go through different moments of all gas, no breaks, feeling burnt out, getting demoralized, unmotivated, and then starting from zero all over again. You have to account for your job, you have to account for your family, for travel. You have to figure out how to balance these things and how to fit fitness and nutrition into your life as if it's like brushing your teeth, as if it's like putting on your clothes every day. Fitting it into your routine, making it seamless and not seem like a job or a chore is what's going to help you sustain your results for the long term. If you're having trouble navigating from the hands-on perspective within these 3 steps, comment the word lifestyle and I'll help build you a personalized plan so that you can start achieving your fitness goals and learn how to do it in a way that you'll carry it on for the rest of your life, just like Carter. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.